We may never know the truth, but now it's time for the fun part. What did we actually learn from the leak? Well, first, we learned that Claude uses Axios. If you subscribe to my channel, then you know that Axios was compromised by North Korean hackers yesterday. The exploit can install a remote access Trojan on anyone using this package, and in theory, if that happened on Anthropic servers, it could be a massive disaster. But the next thing we learned is that Claude code is basically just a dynamic prompt sandwich glued together with TypeScript, and not some magical piece of futuristic technology. In a basic AI chatbot, you typically have a hidden system prompt that gets combined with your prompt, then the base model uses statistics to regurgitate a bunch of data it stole from the internet. But in Claude code, things are far more complex, with a total of 11 steps from input to output. Somebody already vibe coded a website that breaks down every step, but the most interesting part about this code base is that it contains tons of hard-coded instructions and guardrails that basically beg Claude to please don't do anything weird. Like there's just file after file of these massive hard-coded strings telling Claude to be a good boy. And that's kind of surprising, because if this code were ever leaked, it would instantly turn from a black box into a blueprint for Claude's competition. And ironically, that's exactly what happened. What makes that even more funny though is that Claude was actively trying to stop their competition from copying Claude code by implementing anti-distillation poison pills. It does that by pretending that certain tools exist when in reality they don't exist at all.
You're a big fat phony!
That means if you're some Chinese guy trying to train a new model on Claude's outputs, it's going to talk about tools that don't exist, which will point your model in the wrong direction and just make it suck. In reality, Claude code only uses about 25 different tools or so, and now the Claude distillers know exactly what to look for, and they're likely going to have a field day with the bash tool. This file contains over 1,000 lines of code that helps the large language model reliably parse and execute bash commands, which might be the single most important feature in an AI coding assistant. The next thing we need to talk about though is undercover mode, which is a set of instructions that tell Claude to never mention itself in commit messages or outputs, where the main idea is to make the outputs look as human as possible. The stated purpose of this feature is to prevent things like model codename leaks, but many have speculated that the true purpose is more deceptive, like they're trying to covertly use Claude in open source projects so AI code doesn't get scrutinized when it breaks things catastrophically. A very misanthropic idea indeed, but the irony continues.